The beta for Anime Warframe aka Duet Night Abyss is finally here for the last couple days, and I've been playing so far around 10 hours plus the technical test that I played a few months ago when it came out, and I want to make my early impressions so far in the game. Because right now, again, early impressions, and this is a CBT, so things will change for the release, but as of right now, this game feels really bad, really empty. A lot of systems that make absolutely no sense, and I want to talk about those. I want to give my early impressions, some good stuff, some bad stuff, how I'm feeling right now about the game, and in case you were having some questions about this game, feel free to leave a comment down below if I don't talk about that topic in the video, and I will answer your questions. So I want to go over a lot of stuff regarding the gameplay, the design, the gacha, the grind, and overall random thoughts that I've had with it. So let's start with the gameplay, and as usual, before we start, hello the internets, welcome back to Waifus, I'm Sefhi, your favorite gambling addict. Let's talk a little bit about Duet Night Abyss, and let's start with the gameplay. So we're gonna start with the movement a little bit, since that's like one of the most important things about this type of game. This is basically Warframe 1-to-1 when it comes to all of the movement systems. Literally on everything, from the dash to the roll to the slide to just basically comboing everything together to be constantly flying around like a maniac. Now, this will be something good for some people, something bad for some people. The game feels a little bit worse than Warframe, but to be fair, on the technical test, the movement was even worse than right now. So they have improved on this system, and I expect them to keep improving on this. The other basic stuff that we need to talk about outside of movement, which once again is basically Warframe 1-to-1, is the gameplay and the melee weapons themselves. Because they do feel pretty nice. When it comes to the melee weapons, they have their basic combos basically, which feel pretty good, and every weapon is a little bit different. There is multiple types of weapons, and after the beta they said they are adding more. You have the scythe, the sword, there is a whip, and there is also ranged weapons like a rocket launcher that I'm using, like a bow, machine guns, your usual assault rifles, shotgun, etc. They do feel good. The only problem I have with this system, and most important with the shooting system, is that when you are shooting, you need to press right click to shoot. You do not aim, you do not do anything. You press right click, and this is right click, this is shooting. I cannot aim and shoot, it's just shoot. So it's a little bit weird. I understand why they did it, because when you are flying, basically you are floating a little bit, but that's something that you need to get used to. Now, on the same topic, which is movement, I want to talk about two books that I'm not sure if they are intended or not. But as you can see, you can move pretty far when it comes to just going around and sliding and jumping. But you can do something different if you want to travel far away. Let's say I want to go down there, right? And I want to go all the way down there, but I don't have enough stamina to go flying. You can just basically do a melee attack, and you fly across the whole fucking map. So this is a little bit weird. I don't know if it's intended or not, but we came from the city that you cannot even see, by the way. You cannot even see the city from here. We came all the way from there. So I don't know if that's intended or not. The other movement thing that I don't know if it's intended, it's actually floating. As you can see, as long as you have ammo, you can float and travel a lot further than what you normally would. And this is infinite, because even if I have no ammo, I can still keep going. Now, I have no more ammo, so there we go. But it's still a pretty interesting system. The other system, gameplay-wise, that I want to mention, because I really like, it's summoning. You are usually alone on your own, but you can summon up to 2 characters on your party. So as you can see, I can summon them, and they will just go and fight with me. Use their skills. If you have a healer on the team, you can get heals for free. So this is a pretty cool system if you're not playing co-op, and for some of the bosses and grinding and story, it's really nice. So I like that a lot. There is a couple more things when it comes to the weapons that I need to address. One of them is going to be the wedges. This is the mod system. It works exactly 1-to-1 like Warframe and First Descendant. First Descendant was already a Warframe copy. They changed some stuff, but this is just Warframe, nothing different. This is a basic system so far. There is not a lot of modifications you can get right now, but it's a great base. There's already some cool modifications end game you can acquire, and I expect them to keep expanding on this after the release of the game. So this is a good base, I like it. What I do not like, even though this is like a 1-to-1 frame, right? But what I don't like is that they copied from probably one of the worst games as a shooter looter you can be copying from, and that's Destiny. Because from Destiny, you could be copying the movement, you could be copying the original PvP, you could be copying the gameplay itself, feels pretty good, right? But they went ahead and they copied the coloring system. So you can change the color of your weapons, but it will cost tickets. As you can see, these tickets right here, you can forge them, so you will be able to be crafting them, but you still need to be crafting this. This is not infinite. You will be able to also buy them, absolutely. So you will be able to farm this stuff and craft them, but I just don't understand why even make it that way in the first place. As long as this is not in the shop and there is infinite slots and it's not like, for example, a Destiny 2, I have not a lot of issues, but we'll see after release. The other thing about crafting that I really like, and we can talk about this related to the weapons, is that you can actually craft 5-star weapons in this game. So there is a weapon banner, we'll talk about the gacha later, but you can craft these weapons. Something I don't like, and it seems that they have changed it though. On the technical test, some of the weapons could take up to 12 hours. It looks they have changed this and now it's like 180 minutes, which is a lot better. But I hope there is no longer those 12 hours queue crafting times. Now, one of the things I dislike the most about this game is the stamina system. I'll talk about that later on the grind section. But for now, just know that there is a stamina system limiting how much you can grind per day, and there is crafting queue times, meaning not only you have a limited amount of stamina to farm resources, but you also have to be waiting afterward for this craft to be ready. So they are mixing two systems that don't really play well together, but it is what it is. It's a gacha game at the end of the day. Now that's not about the gameplay. Let's talk a little bit about the design. There is not a lot to say for now because it's still beta and we haven't seen all the characters. I want to mention two things basically. The first one is that there is no good fan service. Yes, I am a Coomer, okay? I play games to collect waifus. There are great designs. I'm not saying they are bad designs by any means, but the character designs are the usual things you'll find on every gacha. Every gacha has their own Medusa character, jellyfish in English. They have their own jellyfish character. This is a butterfly character. Like, the characters are not bad, but it's not something I will remember. It's memorable, right? Not even the main character per se. And the other thing I dislike is that some of the 4-star characters are just awful. This character, if you have played Path of Exile, has a Righteous Fire. You press this and this big area that you can see following me deals damage every 2 seconds. So it's like, okay, every 2 seconds I'm dealing constant damage, she's pretty good, has HP regen, does pretty well damage. And then you have this character. And what she does is she shovels people in the face. As long as you have stamina, you can shovel people, and that's it. That's this character. So there is a big discrepancy between 4 stars and 5-star characters, right? Like a big discrepancy on how these characters feel. And that I don't like because it's a gacha game at the end of the day. So for a lot of people, if you don't get the new characters, you don't get to feel as good while playing. Because this girl feels great while playing. The current rate up feels good as well, but some of the 4 stars just are not enough. And the other thing I want to comment on is, for some reason, and this is not something bad, but they went with a mixed character roster, female and male. That's not something I care. If you are making good designs, I don't care if there are husbandos. I don't mind pulling for them. I pull for them in WoA. I don't think we've played anything else with husbandos, to be fair. So that would be the only game. But if they look good, I will pull for them. I don't mind. But the problem with this game is that amongst 15 plus female characters, there is only 2 or 3 male characters. And you all know what this means. People will want more waifus, meaning the people who want to play because there is a few husbandos and are wanting more will not get them. It's gonna be like Snowbreak, it's gonna be like WoA, it's gonna be like all of these games that tend to go towards just waifus. Now, once again, I'm someone who plays mostly to collect waifus. I have no problem. My issue is companies who are not clear with their target audience from the beginning. You clearly are targeting people who like waifus, not husbandos, but you include a few of them which will only make more negative comments rather than positive ones, so it doesn't make sense to me. That said though, that's about the design. There's not a lot to talk about because this is a beta when it comes to the design. There is no jiggle physics that I've seen. Designs are decent, they are not bad, but they are not memorable. And the difference between 4 stars and 5 stars is huge. The 4-star characters look like crap, some of them, and some of them look decent. And you have characters that have a little bit more personality than others. But for the most part, the 4 stars just look bland as fuck, right? And then you have the 5 stars that clearly have a lot more work into them. Like girl, like the Medusa one, like the butterfly one, etc. All that said about the design though, let's talk a little bit about the grinding in this game, because that's one of the biggest factors for me to not play this on release. So, when I'm thinking of a shooter looter, when I'm thinking of Warframe on First Descendant, which is a game I played for like 80 plus hours, right? When it came out on the first week, which is grinded, and then I got bored and I didn't play anymore. But I could play as much as I wanted. I don't have to worry about, oh, I can only do 5 stages today. I cannot grind anymore because I don't have stamina. This is a game with a stamina system for no fucking reason. Everything tied to account progression, leveling up your characters, your skills, your weapons, your wedges, etc. It's tied to the stamina. There is one thing you can grind as much as you want, however, and that is going to be hedges themselves. I can go and I can grind these as much as I want, doesn't cost stamina, and you can grind, as you can see, up to level 100, that you're gonna be getting some of the gold ones in here, or you will with my camera you cannot see, but you can grind this as much as you want, and this is completely free, and your friends can carry you as well at level 100. Cool, but this is a one-time thing, because the wedges have a system where basically means there is no substats. This is not like Honkai Star Rail, Wuthering Waves, where you are grinding echoes and you get random substats. The gear here has predetermined stats. So for example, if I go here, this is a Nirvana that is Inferno, meaning it's giving me damage dealt and HP is by 15. This is a Nirvana that's white. It's giving me only HP. As you can see right here, this Nirvana gives only HP, and this one gives me HP and damage dealt. When you level these up, it's predetermined what you are getting. There is nothing here that's gonna be random. This is always the same. So you don't need to grind these more than once. Now, you could be getting multiple in case you don't want to be leveling all of them to the maximum level because of the tolerance system. That's a different topic, but even then, you're not grinding this more than once. So after you are done grinding with your wedges, which yes, there is going to be some RNG, you don't need to grind anything else. It's just basically doing your daily stuff, where you're gonna be going here, spending your stamina, and that's it, nothing else. And you will be doing basically 5 stages per day, and you're out. So my question is the same as usual. If a gacha company tells me we're making a game where the focus is this gameplay, the gacha is secondary, but I still cannot play the game, what the fuck are you doing? Why is this even in the game? Why would I play this over just downloading the First Descendant and playing with my ultimate bunny, with more fan service, with better gameplay, with better builds overall, even though the game, this game is not even out yet, so let's not compare too much on that regard because we need to see on release. But why would I play this over a game I can actually grind and only spend money on cosmetics instead of our next topic, the gacha system? Let's talk about the gacha a little bit, okay? Now, some good stuff, some bad stuff. When it comes to the gacha system, let's go right here. One thing I like is that the character is guaranteed the first time. The first time you pull in this banner and you get the character, you are guaranteed to get the right type girl. After the first time, it's a 50-50. Perfect, I don't mind that. First character is guaranteed, that is fantastic. We go back into the same topic as usual though. We do not know about currency income right now. We do not know about the shop and how it's going to look. Do not know about the battle pass, monthly cards, all of those things that will impact how free-to-play friendly this game is, guaranteeing or not the character. Because guaranteeing the character is good if you can get enough resources to be pulling for them. If you barely get resources to pull, doesn't matter if it's guaranteed, right? So we need to wait. Of course, the beta is super generous, and we've been getting a lot of pulls because, well, it's a beta, so we can test, but we don't know on release. That's a purple, we can skip. You can get the weapons, of course, you can keep pulling right here, and if it's gold, you get the character. I already got this character, so if I were to get one, it's a 50-50. We have 2 more multis to do. Let's do them before I forget, because I will forget to... Oh, perfect! I will forget to do them later. And we actually lost the 50-50 to the lolly! This game fucking hates me, bro, I swear to God. That's it, okay? So we lost the 50-50. Every time I'm recording a video, I'm talking about like characters and whatnot, I always pull like the worst character possible. Now, on the topic of dupes for the characters and the gacha. Really, really strong dupes. We're talking about actually clearing content way faster or not, and clearing content that, would take you maybe 10 minutes if you're a new player because you don't know the mechanic of a boss into 30 seconds on someone with all the dupes. Now, you don't need the dupes, you can clear all the content without them, so technically it's not an important thing. I just personally dislike when we're talking about making a character kit and stripping away specific parts of this character to put it on dupes. I would prefer if dupes are just like Nike, like Lost Sword, where we are getting just incremental stats, nothing else. The character kit remains the same no matter how many dupes you get. I prefer that personally, but still, the gacha is not that bad. Like I was saying earlier, it's guaranteed, and then the second time is a 50-50. There is a weapon banner, but you can craft weapons. I am not sure if you can craft the right of weapons, and there is a normal banner, as usual with the same system. The worst part about the gacha, clearly, it's the rates, because it's a 0.6%. Everyone's favorite, the Hoyo rates. That's it about the gacha system and everything else. Let's talk a little bit about random thoughts on this game before we finish the video. The first thing I want to mention is this city right here, involving two things. First of all, the city itself, it's a clear copy of Bellabog or whatever it's called, the city on Honkai Star Rail. If you've played Honkai Star Rail, this city is basically the same. Even the trash cans where you can find pieces of lore, just like in Honkai. Now, Honkai Star Rail did not invent this. Okay, I'm not saying Honkai did actually manage to invent a simple system like that, but clearly they took it from there. Even the design of the city itself, as you can see, the posters and the art style, everything is close to that. The second thing is the FPS. It has improved a lot. The technical test, this city, you could not walk around at more than 20 FPS. At least I could not. And now this is stable, super stable for me, and I have absolutely no issues. The last thing is the BAs, the voice actors. On English, I'm gonna be honest, I don't like it at all. It sounds pretty bad, most of them. There is a few exceptions. For example, if you have played Rivers 1999, Regulus BA is here. God bless her. The rest sound pretty bad. JP is, as usual, way ahead when it comes to BAs. Clearly, no BS from a whip. But in general, the English BA does not sound good. At least again in my opinion. But for the most part, that's everything regarding right now the early impressions for this game. Like I was saying earlier, as of right now, there is no reason to play this over just downloading the first Descendant. The game is better, the game is free, you don't have a gacha for the characters, you can play as much as you want. And there is bosses with really cool mechanics that even now you can do yourself alone. So I have a lot of issues understanding why anyone would play this over Warframe or over a First Descendant. We go back into the same topic of there's always gonna be people who prefer to have these stamina systems and not being able to grind everything. To me, it feels a little bit weird, to be fair. But yeah, as of right now, for me, no reasons to be playing this on release outside of maybe because they released other characters that I like how they look. But it's really rough, on a really rough state as of now. Now, this is the beta, and this is an early impressions. I will be making a separate video when the beta ends with more thoughts on how I feel and see if there are things that are better than what I found initially. If there's anything that I got wrong on the systems as well, please leave a comment down below so I can pin them or I can leave the heart or whatever it is so people can see those as well. But that's going to be for the early impressions on Duet Night Abyss. As usual, we are live every day playing gacha games. If you want to come by, say hello. And also, good luck with your pool dinnerings. I'll see you in the next one. 役立たずは楽園から追放するのみ。ブランとノワールのショータイムです。天地万物を切るとはこういうことだ。